all my fight fans? So, Errol Spence has executed his right for a rematch against Terrence Crawford. What do we say to that, guys? Oh, well, we all know back in July 29th, Terrence Crawford pretty much made history, in my personal opinion. Terrence Crawford pretty much is in a division, in a class of his own, to do what he was able to do to someone like Errol Spence. Let me tell you something. Errol Spence is no punk. Errol Spence is no pushover. Errol Spence is definitely either the number 1, number 2, or even number 3, but definitely top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Errol Spence pretty much was able to beat any welterweight that he got put in front of him. You know, he was the king of the welterweights in some sense, if you really look at it. He was able to beat majority of these guys with ease. He never really truly struggled. You know, he may have had a few up and downs in some fights, but at the end of the day, he came out on top always. And Terrence Crawford, yes, this fight was just a little bit going towards the past the prime, but at the end of the day, these guys were in their prime. That's one. But Terrence Crawford went in there against Errol Spence, who again was in his prime, who again you still at a very young age, who again undefeated, who again had multiple belts, who again is on that pound for pound top 5 list. All together pretty much made him look like an amateur. You know, I was an Errol Spence fan. I'm still an Errol Spence fan, I should say. I am also a Terrence Crawford fan. I always felt earlier that the Terrence Crawford, he was getting a little bit too hyped, and I really wasn't seeing him being tested as much. But at the end of the day, when he did go against Sean Porter and he stopped him, I was like, hey, you know what? That's not too bad. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, I was like, they're a little bit past. But Sean Porter, okay, definitely a good nod. But then when he was able to do what he was able to do to Errol Spence, it definitely really pretty much said, you know what? That's it. That's it, dude. You are in a class of your own. You were able to do something that nobody at all could have done. You look at all the resumes. I'm talking from heavyweight down, not just the welterweights. It is almost next to impossible to find somebody who did what Terrence Crawford did to Errol Spence. That was such an impressive fight for Terrence Crawford. And Errol Spence wants a rematch. So a couple of questions there. Where's this rematch going to be at? When this rematch is going to happen? And when, or where I should say, what division is this fight going to happen? You know, you got the previous fight, July 29th, was at 147. Both these fighters had previously said that they want to move up to 154, that weight is starting to become a little bit of a factor. Well, this fight more likely is going to be at 154 due to the fact that even at the press conference that Terrence Crawford said he is open for a rematch and that he would do it at 154 if given the rematch or even if the rematch were to be executed. So now I definitely feel like this rematch is going to be at 154. What kind of fight that's going to be? It's going to be a little bit different, quite possibly, which means Errol Spence will be able to put on some size along with Terrence Crawford. But you got to know, Terrence Crawford is the natural smaller guy. That's why a lot of people were so surprised how Terrence Crawford was able to do what he was able to do to Errol Spence. Because Errol Spence is the natural larger guy. Terrence Crawford comes from the lightweight division. Went up to the junior welterweight, went up to the welterweight. I think he even was a junior lightweight at one point, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that, but I know he was a lightweight for sure. He had a very impressive performance over Gamboa. Then he moved up to junior welterweight, had a few good performances there. Then, of course, at welterweight. So, but Errol Spence, pretty much his whole career has been at welterweight. Now I feel like he's going to have a little bit of a better performance at the junior middleweight division, which is where the fight will take place. I believe. I really, truly believe it would. But how it's going to be, I don't know, because now Terrence Crawford is going to be putting on some size, and as well as Errol Spence, he's going to be putting on size as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting fight, and a fight I'm very much looking forward to. If it's going to be at 147, I really pretty much feel like this is just going to be more of the same. More of the same. I don't see any other way possible that this fight would be any different. Maybe a little bit more competitive for Errol Spence, but I do still see Terrence Crawford edging it out. In the junior middleweight division, it's still a little bit of a toss-up, but I still feel that Errol Spence is going to edge it out just a little bit as well, just due to the facts of what we've seen with their previous fight. That's my personal opinion, guys. Now, as far as when this is going to happen, well, I don't know. I mean, I know they're in talks. I know his coach. I'm talking about Errol Spence's coach. We're talking about possibly having this fight later on this year, possibly in December. I would rather wait. I would rather wait till sometime next year because of the fact that Errol Spence took a beating, a really bad beating, and let his body heal. Take some time, relax, recuperate. You know, give yourself a little bit of a break, let yourself heal, and then come back just as strong. Give yourself some time to put on that muscle mass to be able to make that 154 weight. You know, like, don't just put on fat and don't just rush the weight. Just take your time. You know, let your body slowly adjust to it, you know, instead of rushing it. So that's my personal opinion, guys. But let me know what you guys think about this fight. Where is it going to be at? When is it going to be at? And what weight is it going to be at? Let me know, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.